Pretty girl, what you doing out there? So she hurting a lover, now she don't care. Pretty girl with a body, you with a mad anybody, so me take her off for the scene. You're not done.
Hey guys.
Hi everyone.
Welcome to our second episode of CodeRICH.
CodeRICH.
Today we're going to be talking about emotional growth
and healing.
Yes. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Yeah, this one's an important topic. We're going to get into a lot of good things. So just stick with us.
With healing, you have to be emotionally intelligent before you can start the healing process.
Yeah.
So we'll talk a little bit more about that first, and then we'll go into healing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
So let's get started.
Okay.
All right.
So
Emotional growth.
Right. So I think that with emotional growth, we all just have to think about our starting point to begin with, right? So what do we struggle with and where do we want to get better?
Yeah. I have a couple notes on scarcity versus abundance. And I think that's a really good topic to start off with, because with scarcity, it's rooted in fear, like similar to what we talked about in our first episode. It's rooted in fear that there's not enough money or opportunities to go around. For example, saying like, oh, if they win, then I lose. Or it's like, I'm running out of time, or there's only a few spots at the top. Like, I'm not going to make it. It's that fear of like not getting to the top.
Yeah,
then,
that rush.
Yeah. And then abundance, on the other hand, is more the belief that there's space for you and other people to get to the top and win.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And just feeling like okay in that and at peace with that, and just having trust, I think, comes with that. Yeah. So like with scarcity, you'll see we'll just use examples. So you'll see someone who's kind of like rushing in life, making certain decisions that like they feel like they're losing, and that's why they need to make decisions in order to win. And then abundance would just be like, no, like we're all winning, like we'll
get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone at their own pace, at their own time.
Taking your time, you're trusting what's meant to happen for you. And you know, and in everything you're doing, you're actually just winning. So that's the most, I feel like, important part of that.
I think abundance is also more focused on you instead of other people. Like I think scarcity is so focused on what other people are going to do. Oh, they're going to beat me. They're going to get to the top first. They're going to do this and that. But then abundance is like, oh, like I can create opportunities for myself, or saying like there's multiple paths to success. Like there's room for everyone. I can do it too.
Yeah, kind of exactly. No, I definitely hear what you're saying. There's this posture of like self-love, like, you know, like you love yourself, you're taking time with yourself, and it's going to work out. And just because you were thinking of certain way doesn't mean you can't come to this abundant mindset in time. Like when you just work on yourself and you put in the work to really get that emotional growth.
Yeah. And I think with abundance also comes with discomfort. Yeah. And you're not going to grow and evolve unless you feel uncomfortable. So you have to learn how to become comfortable with the uncomfortable.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I think, like growth, if it feels easy, if what you're doing is feeling easy, you're probably not doing it right, or you're probably not evolving. But if you feel like the uncertainty or the fear, but you're still doing it, I think that's a step closer to growth.
Seriously. Yeah. And I think that's the thing, like you really just have to come to a certain point where you're like, no, like I'm gonna try this and it's gonna work out for me, rather than just staying in your comfort zone. There's a lot of things like that you are meant to be doing, and if you never try it out, like you wouldn't get there, you know.
How are you gonna know if you don't try?
Exactly.
Yeah.
How would you know?
Like even with this podcast, right? Like we started this, it was like uncomfortable to start because we didn't know where to start, and it's like we haven't done this before, but we took that step to do it and go for it and see where it goes. So even just taking that step and feeling like, okay, it might be successful, it might not be, but at least I'm making that step to try.
Yeah, exactly.
Is like important.
No, actually, I actually really appreciate that point, because I even feel like with us telling you guys everything, like we're learning ourselves. Like, don't ever get it wrong that we
doing this together.
Yes, exactly. We're in this together. We are learning this all at the same time, right? Like what it means to come out of your comfort zone, do things that are new, but they're good for you. And, just having faith in yourself, confidence in yourself, doing it like with
an
a
open
good
mind.
mindset. Yeah,
exactly.
Open mind.
Some examples of comfort. I wrote some stuff down, like avoiding risks, staying in the same routines, choosing what's familiar over what's right, versus growth, where you're having the hard conversations, you're trying the new things, you're taking those risks. And there is this line from this book that I was reading. It's called The Mountain Is You, by Brianna Weiss. She said, see your life as a feedback mechanism that's reflecting who you are, with the ultimate goal to help you live better. And you'll realize it was never the world standing in your way, but your own mind.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, whoa, that's so
such a
true.
Good quote.
Yeah.
That is bars. Because, no, that's actually so good.
No, seriously. I was like, wow, like the light bulb went in my head, and I was like, that's actually facts.
Seriously, it's so true. Like, you literally are, like, you are going to show in your life, like, what your mind is playing in your head. Like, whatever your inner world is, that's what's going to show on the outside, because it all connects. Like, it's what kind of takes you throughout your day, so it's all within your mind. And like what she said in that quote about how that's how you really like get free. Allow yourself to like control your mind and make it so that you can get that freedom every day. Whatever you want, like you can make it happen.
It's all in your mind.
Exactly.
Like, if you haven't watched our first episode, go watch the first episode.
Exactly.
We talk a lot about having a rich mindset and changing the way you think.
Exactly.
And in turn, changing your life pretty much.
No, that's a really good quote.
But I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on overcoming the guilt of outgrowing people?
Okay. Overcoming the guilt of outgrowing people. I actually do struggle with this. I feel like it's
hard.
Yeah, I'm on the side of like, you shouldn't feel guilty, but like I feel like we need to tell ourselves that. Like, we're so quick to tell our friends like, good advice, like be your own friend to do that to yourself. If where I would tell my good friend that, if you outgrew someone and they weren't meant to be in your life, like, don't feel guilty. Like,
it's for a reason.
Yeah, it's for a reason. And I find that I do have that sometimes, where I feel like I'm just at a different point in my life where I don't want to, I don't want to engage in the same things. And it's not in any way, like, it has nothing to do personally
with like drama.
It has nothing to do with that. Like, it's simply just the fact that you want to live your life in a certain way, and you might outgrow each other, and that is okay, and there shouldn't be any guilt, and it could be like all love at the end of the day, no like hard feelings, and
I think that's important. For sure. And something that actually my mom like taught me growing up.
Wow, I love that.
She would always tell me, like, surround yourself with people that are good for you. And by good for you, meaning like you could be friends with someone for like childhood friends with someone for 10 plus years. And then when you guys start transitioning into adulthood, you guys start having different priorities, different careers, different goals, different ambitions. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like drama or like, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. It could just be like, you guys, as you're evolving, like, not everyone can come with you sometimes. And it is a hard thing to,
I do hear that,
like, acknowledge.
No, but it's real.
But it's important. And you have to do it to evolve for yourself.
No, definitely. Like, I think that I completely agree with you. Like, I think that it's very natural for this to happen because it's like the person you were when you were younger, it's not the person you are today. And you might have outgrown things, might have outlearned things. And it could be something even just as simple as how you like your social life versus someone else's social life. Like something as simple as that can really like change how you want your life to like feel, you know? And that is okay. And it doesn't have to mean anything bad. And like I agree too, because I find that I have a lot of really good friends that I met like later on in my life as compared to friends that I met like way early on in my life. It's completely normal. Relationships. Yeah, it's completely normal to like, you know, grow up and have a different vision for yourself and be a completely different person. Like I can very easily say the person I was 4 years ago to the person I am today, so changed, so different, like in good ways. But at the same time, I can still like identify with a certain part of myself, but so many things changed since then. So it's like
you wouldn't have been able to do that unless you chose yourself over these relationships. So stop holding on to older versions of yourself to maintain relationships, because sometimes it's just not worth it.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it to just, you know, be in something where you feel like there is no purpose anymore. Like it's kind of just like the connection isn't there anymore, but also at the same time it
goes for relationships too.
No, like, for real, like if you just I find that if you feel like it's harder than it's easy, like things should come easy when they're meant for you, then that's when you kind of just let it be. Like if it's feeling like it's a struggle for you guys to maintain that, then it's not working out. It's not working out, and you need to let it go.
And when you surround yourself with people that want the same things as you or are just as ambitious as you or are working towards the same goals, I think it's important to make sure they're actively working towards it, because you can say like, oh yeah, I want to do this too, or I want to get to the same place as you, but if you're not actively working towards it, like there's no point. Right? So
exactly.
I think that's so important.
Right? Have you ever had like an experience where you felt like you were changing into a better person or a better version of yourself, and there were like outside voices that were pointing in the direction of like, oh, she's changed? Like, have you ever experienced that?
I think people definitely, I think I've evolved over the past years, and I think people definitely notice that, but I think people aren't as vocal to say like, oh, like you changed, what's changed? Right? Like I think people do notice, but it's just kind of like an unspoken thing.
No, I hear you.
But for sure, like I've definitely changed, and I've seen even my own friends change and evolve, and sometimes you just have to let them do their own thing. Like you're there in their corner no matter what, and if they need anything, you're gonna be there. But it doesn't necessarily have to be like we have to talk every day, we have to see each other every day, or it's just like you have your own life, I have my own life, and we can come together when we need to come together.
Exactly, I agree. And you kind of just let them be, and you still love them, but you know that right now, like, it's just not the time.
Sometimes you just need to give them that space, and sometimes they just need to give you that space just to figure your life out and what you want. And same with like back to like the relationship thing, like you could be with someone for years, but the reality is people grow apart. And like especially when you're, let's say you were dating this person since high school till now.
That's a crazy
like,
time.
I find high school is so different, and I
where
feel
you're
like
just not nothing's making sense at that age.
Like you're so different, and your life has changed so much, and it's like hard to relate sometimes to the same things that you used to relate to. So it's okay to like outgrow people, and you're gonna feel guilty because you once had so much love for this person, and you can still have love for this person, but it's like you have to kind of prioritize the growth versus, just maintaining just to maintain.
No, literally, I actually agree what you're saying.
Back to like getting
you need to
comfortable with the uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly. You need to be able to like match what your purpose is. Like, I really do believe we all have a purpose, and like you need to be able to match that purpose without holding on to things for the wrong reason.
A lot of people, including us, probably self-sabotage without even knowing it.
Yeah.
Like, self-sabotage is something that's unconscious. So like when you unconsciously block your own growth because something feels unfamiliar or scary. So like making excuses, procrastinating, overthinking, quitting something before it even like takes off or before you even see any change. I think like choosing those situations and people that keep you stuck is a form of self-sabotage.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that kind of goes, I think self-sabotage, it really goes into self-awareness too, which we'll talk about a little bit more later. But I think it's so important to have self-awareness so that you don't fall into patterns of self-sabotage, because if you don't have that understanding, I find the most cases of self-sabotage that I see, it's usually people who can't even, like, in my opinion, tell me if I'm wrong, like can't even point a finger at what they're doing wrong. Like, they just keep doing it and they can't even get up and see like I'm doing something wrong.
So you gotta shift your subconscious mind to your conscious mind.
Exactly.
And really try to understand why you're doing what you're doing and where it's coming from.
Exactly. Ask the questions.
Because I think it's also like self-sabotage is also based off of like the feeling of being safe, like the feeling of being comfortable, safe. And back to the relationship thing, like sometimes you push people away when things get too real because you're like, whoa, like this is unfamiliar. Or it's like you feel safe with that person, so you're just gonna like settle. We don't settle out here. We don't settle. Do not settle. We're not
settling.
And you deserve more. You should aim for more.
Exactly. And I think that goes back to what you were saying about that piece of advice that you've gotten from your mom too, like surround yourself with people who make you feel good. And that I really resonate with, because I have a struggle with that, in the sense like I find like I'm a bit introverted. I'm sure you are in your ways too. A little bit, I'm introverted in the sense like there's
with certain things.
Exactly. Like for me, I'm introverted in the sense like I'm more comfortable with the people who I know I'm comfortable with. And I can sense very well if something, like if energy is like off. But I'm also like, those relationships are also the ones that I feel the most good around. Like I feel like I'm poured into, and I can pour into them, and I feel safe and not judged, and I also feel like happy, like, like and so I find that really goes into like just making sure that you're not even sabotaging yourself,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
How do you overcome trauma? What are your thoughts on that?
Okay,
like traumatizing events that you've been through in your childhood, your life. How do you acknowledge that, and how do you address it and overcome it?
Okay, I hear you. I think I have some thoughts on this. So first, I would say like the first thing I think of is mainly like, in order to heal from trauma, you would need to make sure that you're not around that same trauma as much. As like, of course you need to face your fears too, but I would say like you need to create an environment for yourself where you can heal, so if you had like a traumatic experience before, and you can relate that to triggers that come up in your life, like you have every ability to choose that, you're not going to allow yourself around things that seem familiar, for example, you know?
I 100% agree.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the triggers.
Don't go
I think
around that.
it's so important to recognize the triggers.
Yeah.
Because once you recognize, okay, what's triggering me? What's making me feel this way?
Yeah.
And what's making me like how can I respond instead of reacting? Right? It's like recognizing your triggers, taking accountability for your actions, and responding instead of reacting.
Yeah.
I think those are like the three like core things that you need to address and be comfortable with to overcome trauma.
No, I actually agree.
Yeah.
No, I actually so agree, because that's where I was talking about like the facing your fears, because you can't just run away from your trauma. You still have to face it, and you have to be able to,
because it's going to keep coming up if you don't address it.
Yeah, you have to think of ways to react to or respond to something that you would have previously reacted to a different way because of your trauma, you know? Exactly. So it's like it's even like a cycle. Like you could have been traumatized from something so long ago, and then when it came up like a few years ago, that trigger would cause you to react. Now it's coming up now, and you've grown enough that trigger is actually allowing you to respond. Yes. And you know, like you're not allowing your trauma to own you anymore. You're owning it. Like you're very
in control.
Yeah, you're very in control, level-headed, and understanding of you're not meant to dwell on those things. Those things weren't for you. You weren't meant to that type of suffering, like you did not deserve it. So you're allowed to just
grow.
Yeah, you're just allowed to grow. Yeah, exactly.
Grow. Yeah, it's all about self-awareness and just effort.
Yeah,
I think is so important to growth. Like you have to put in the effort to want to grow and to want to become better, because if you don't want to, it's not going to happen. Same thing goes for like people in your life.
Yeah,
like you can want someone to change, and you could want something better for your loved one. Yeah. But if they don't want them themselves,
you can't.
You gotta back off.
You gotta back
it ain't
off.
happening.
Like,
you gotta back up, let them do their thing.
Yeah.
And just,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Another thing I was going to say too is about just where we were talking about self-sabotage and self-awareness. I find that you need to have that want to better yourself so much. Like I find I'm very grateful for that, that I've gotten to a point in my life where I'm absolutely not I'm not tolerating what I'm not happy with, in the sense that and in the sense too, within even what you're allowing for yourself. If I'm not happy with the habits that I'm forming, where I said, okay, I'm gonna set this goal for myself, and I'm not completing those goals, I'm not happy with that, I'm gonna check it. I'm going to, and you need to have that self-awareness and that want to be self-aware, that drive, and you need to establish that within yourself, so that you just continue to, because it's really you have to be strong. You have to be strong.
Yeah,
you have to be strong to just grow through all of this. And that's the thing too, that's the beautiful part of it too, because then you look back and you're like, wow, I actually am strong, I have that strength. Something that's traumatizing for someone could simply just be being yelled at, like something as simple as that,
and that could be from something that's happened in their childhood, or
where they've heard loud noises,
fear of superiority.
I mean, I don't think anyone likes being yelled at, but I mean, for some people it could really trigger an emotional response, or really make them feel unsafe.
Emotional reaction. So yelling back, for example, or causing a scene, that's a reaction. If you're gonna respond, you talk like this.
Exactly.
What's the problem?
Yeah. Are you okay? Are you good?
Are you okay?
What's going on?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna be like, oh wait, I'm actually doing too much.
Right?
I need to calm down a little bit.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and yeah, it's even talking about the changing and evolving and developing. We were literally talking about something where I was where you were we would have acted so different years ago,
a year ago,
which is so true, because at a certain point you just grow older and you're just you know what,
It's
I'm
not
gonna
worth
just
it. It's
pick
just
up my
not worth
bag
it.
and go.
Exactly. And like,
Yeah.
I think we have more to lose now that we
Yes.
have like
For
a
sure.
career and we have responsibilities and we have to show up for certain things. So I think like you have to really pick and choose like what's worth it, what's not.
Yeah.
Like, why are you putting in so much draining energy into something when there's going to be no like positive outcome?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was also going to mention too, like, how can we take emotions? So we're talking about responding and reacting, and how can we take emotions, even if it's in the moment or if it's just like a dialogue you're having within yourself throughout the day. Like, how can you take negative emotions and turn them into growth? Like, turn them,
Yeah. I think an example that's very common
Mm-hmm.
is jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
I think jealousy, everyone thinks it's a negative emotion.
Yeah.
And if you think about it a certain way, it could be a negative emotion. But if you think of jealousy as like motivation instead, you can turn that into like a positive outlook.
Yeah.
Like instead of being like, oh, I wish what I had what they had, or like I wish, why are you wishing?
Yeah.
Go do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like,
yeah.
Why don't you take that as inspiration and motivation to do it yourself?
Yeah.
I think,
I
same
agree.
goes with like anger.
Yeah. I think I was going to say another bad like and common one is anger. So I was going to talk about that one too, because it's like, okay, yeah, anger could come up in a lot of ways, but you could also see it as like, why am I letting this bother me right now?
What is triggering this feeling?
Yeah, what is triggering this feeling? Why am I letting this bother me right now? Why am I like identifying with it almost?
Also, a good way to think of it is like, in 3 days from today, is it going to matter?
Yeah, exactly.
In 1 hour, is it going to matter?
Yeah.
If it's not, why are you spending time dwelling on it?
Yeah.
And being so angry. Stop being angry.
Yeah, right?
People are so angry.
Yeah, literally. And also, like, it's also about too, like, is this the version of myself that I want to, like, that's how I think of anger, because I find like, is this the version of myself that I really want to put out, like express, like channel? Like, is this the version of myself that I want to display right now?
Identify
like,
as,
yeah, I don't want to do that. So I'm not going to let this get the best of me. And, like, we can revisit it later. Like, you could like do that.
Go reflect, take a second.
Yeah, take a breather. Yeah, and that is totally fine. But honestly, I think anger, I think anger comes from a stronger point. Like, it comes from somewhere, like, there's something unhealed
trauma
there. And that's exactly where you have to really do the work. You have to take the time to understand what's going on here, and and that comes with every negative emotion too. Okay, so when we're talking about emotional growth and just tying that into healing, I think we do need to talk about how we can take these negative emotions and turn them positive in a way that is very, like, it's a very gentle conversation with yourself. So what I mean by that is, when we have emotions like anger and jealousy, we do need to be kind to ourselves and remind ourselves, like, we're human. We will have these type of emotions. They will come up, and it's just, it kind of just comes up. Like, you don't even consciously do it, you subconsciously do it, right? So when you have these emotions, you have to be kind to yourself. Like, I am human, I understand that, but that's exactly why I'm just gonna like shut this down. Like, the same kindness that you're giving yourself in that way, you're also giving it to the external, or like your outer world, where you're saying, like, I'm not going to have anger or jealousy or resentment. I'm not going to have these emotions, because I'm kind enough to myself to, know that why I had these emotions. So I'm also going to show that in how I operate. I don't need to let it like and that's kind of where the stance you have to take, because a lot of these negative emotions, they come from places of like just like self-inflicting behavior. Like when I say that, like, you know, self-deprecating or something like that, where you're not really being kind to yourself, that's how you're going to look outward and have these type of emotions so strongly towards others. So you need to start within yourself and know, like, that I need to be kinder to myself in order to be kinder, like,
to others,
to others in that sense. And it's not even like these feelings can't be validated; they can, but at the end of the day, that part of all of it is the most important part, is being kind to yourself. So even if that shouldn't have been happening, it's like, okay, but I'm not going to allow myself to get the better of me, because I can't own this. Like, I can't identify with this, you know?
Exactly.
So yeah,
okay.
that's where I really want to get at with that part, that piece.
Yeah. And I think like healing isn't about pretending like it never happened, right? It's like, it's your understanding of how it still shows up in your life and how it affects you.
Yeah. Okay. So when it comes to healing, I do have this concept that in life, your inner world is the single most important thing. And the reason why I truly believe that is because if you don't heal your inner world first, like, everything else is not gonna work out. So it's like, for example, if you want to argue like, oh, like, no, money is the most important thing or something like that, like, how are you gonna get money if your inner world isn't correct? Like, you know, you might be able to, but are you gonna be using it properly? Are you gonna be using it for the right things? Are you going to be like accumulating it in the right ways? You know, like, you have to work on your inner world. That could mean for anything else too, like, you know, relationships. Like, yes, you could get the relationship, but are you happy? Are you healing? Are you guys being kind to each other? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, those things are so important. And so I feel like healing your inner world really is the first step, and then everything else will come after that. To healing your inner world, there are 3 steps you need to take. Are protecting your inner world, pouring into your inner world, and then resting in your inner world. So what that basically means is to begin with, like, we'll just use like a very simple example, and I'll spread it out across the 3. So like, protecting your inner world just for one aspect would mean like, okay, like, I'm going to protect my inner world from being around people who have like harmful things to say about me. So it's like, protecting your inner world is first like protecting yourself from that, not
protecting your peace.
Protecting your peace, not allowing that near you, not allowing that energy to get you down, and then not allowing it to have access to you. So that's protecting your inner world. And again, this is just an example of one aspect. So then when you move into healing your inner world, now you're healing your inner world, or you're pouring into your inner world, because now you are allowing those in your life to like actually pour into you, who matter, who do mean something. And then it goes into resting in your inner world. Like, now you're resting in your inner world because now you've established something externally for yourself, where it's like, now I don't have anyone in my life who can say harmful things to me, and I'm resting in it, and I'm staying in it, and now I'm also protecting it, I'm also pouring into it, and I'm kind of just like, that's I'm here now, and I'm resting in it. Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's a really good foundation to have.
Yeah.
And you can apply it to literally anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything. Toxic relationships is a good one.
That's a good one.
Whether it's romantic, friendships, relationships with your parents, whatever the case is, I think toxicity is a good one to apply that to. Yeah. So the first one you were saying,
protect your inner world.
Protecting your inner world is like protecting your peace and like identifying what you'll tolerate and what you won't.
Yeah.
And then pouring into your inner world, I would say like putting in that work to kind of set your boundaries with what you're not going to tolerate.
Yes, exactly.
And then resting in it is kind of like, okay, so now I know that this is what I would tolerate, this is what I won't, and this is how I'm going to like avoid it getting to me and affecting me. And now I know where I am, in the sense that I know what I'm going to accept and tolerate, so that you can't get to me.
Yeah, and you can't.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I don't know if that makes
sense. No, it makes complete sense. Like
Yeah.
what you said, especially the ending, like the resting in your energy literally means like I've established something, and you're not gonna like nothing's
You can't
gonna
play with
change
me
it.
now.
Like I've established it. Like resting state is like, you know, it's all done, like everything's in place. So
Yeah.
that's exactly what you said. I can go more into detail about like what each one, because we used examples on it, but like we could go more into detail of what each one would mean.
Yeah.
So like for protecting,
educate me,
because even you said some of the ones that like are part of it. So like for protecting your inner world, right? Like setting boundaries with others. So that's a big one. Like you're protecting your inner world by protecting your peace. You're protecting your inner world by making sure that people aren't stepping the boundaries that you feel. You're starting to feel that these boundaries are what are important to you, right?
And pouring into your inner world is like establishing those boundaries.
Yes, and sharing them.
Yeah.
And like making it like making them known. Exactly. So like even protecting your inner world, talking about not only just other people but yourself. Like you have to set your standards for you within yourself for what you consume, entertain, and tolerate. So like what am I consuming on a daily basis? That's protecting my inner world. Like protecting like my inner world is what am I entertaining in on a daily basis? What am I tolerating on a daily basis? This is standards that I have for myself. And what am I watching? Even what am I listening to? These are all very important pieces of how you can protect your inner world.
I think that's so important. The point you made about what you're like surrounding yourself to and what you're listening to, even if it's like music, or even if it's like a certain show or YouTube videos, like what are you really like putting in your ear?
Yes.
Like, is it something that's gonna better you? Is it something that's gonna like bring you down? Is it something that's beneficial to you? And I think the difference between like entertainment is different. Entertainment is different, like a good laugh, a good like, you know, a good time, a good song. But I think when we talk about like how you spend your free time aside from entertainment, I think is so important, because there's literally 24 hours in a day. Like you can learn something every single day if you like even just set aside 30 minutes of your day and listen to us, listen to a podcast that's like giving you something information that you can use in your life.
Exactly.
Something educational.
Something that is beneficial. Protecting your inner world means protecting what you're pouring into, what you're putting into yourself. So first you start with protecting it before you start pouring the other stuff. Like you're like, okay, this is how I'm gonna heal my inner world. I'm first just gonna establish the things that I'm not doing anymore. I'm not pouring into myself with anymore. And then you can establish the next point.
Instead of pouring negativity into yourself, like celebrity drama. I think it's so stupid.
Exactly.
Like celebrity drama, or like just negative politics. Like instead of consuming that, try consuming something that's educational, something that's gonna like teach you something. And something that's positive in nature.
No, I have like literally such a simple example, but it's so funny because I watched a TikTok the other day and it was like my FYP when I'm going through something. And it's just like the videos of like person scrolling through the videos and the videos are just like tarot card reading, and it's like there's someone in your life who did it. And then it's like the next one is like 5 reasons why you can't do this and this. It's just like literally just your day-to-day. Like you'll see such a difference if you actually make an effort into thinking what you're consuming. Like if you're like, there are times where, like, you know, your algorithm will literally try to come for you. It's like you know, like you have to like make sure you're consuming good things. Like for me now, like I know exactly what I'm gonna listen to in my free time, and it's all things like beneficial to growth, beneficial to healing, beneficial to having like a very like healthy, peaceful environment around you. And I think that that's what you need to have, because like you have to have that strength, you know.
I think I definitely agree with you. And I think a fun little activity, like you guys should do this. Go on your whatever social media platform that you use. Go on TikTok, go on Instagram, go on Facebook. Take a look at the type of videos that are popping up on your algorithm. I think your algorithm is such a blessing.
Yeah.
Because it gives you such a good idea of like what you're consuming on a daily basis and what you're surrounding yourself with. So
I agree.
Do us a favor, go on your whatever social media, take a look at your algorithm
and see what you're consuming.
Yeah, is that what you want to surround yourself with?
Yeah, exactly.
Is this beneficial to you? Is this like teaching you something? If not, switch it up.
Yeah, switch it up. Stop watching that stuff. It's not good for you.
Nonsense. Stop doom scrolling. Switch it up.
Exactly. No, seriously, that's the worst thing you could honestly do. Okay, so so when we're talking about even protecting our inner world, it also has to be non-negotiables you set for yourself. That's a really big important piece of protection, you know, like non-negotiables. What are we not doing? What is the point of like protection if you're gonna just like, you know, be so iffy with it? Like you have to make sure that you know what,
stay consistent.
Yeah, you know what is not good for you. And then it's just really important that when you're protecting your inner world, you're being self-aware. So you're very self-aware about the decisions you're making every day, so that you're making decisions that protect what's going on inside, like, you know. And then you also have to be aware of like energy transfer and how you can transfer energy in different ways depending on how you act, depending on what you think, what you say. And then you also just have to put your emotional safety at the highest value. That is what protecting your inner world means, because you could go from not really valuing it so much to the point where you're allowing yourself around things, habits, energy that just drains you or just makes you like feel not understood. Or
I like the point, you know, that you made about emotional safety.
Yeah, that's so important.
Going back to like protecting your inner peace and like protecting your mind, I think having that emotional intelligence and protecting it and keeping that safe. You don't have to tell everyone like what you're thinking or what your thoughts are on certain things. You can just kind of battle that within your own mind.
Exactly.
And protect yourself, like protect your mind, because people are evil out there.
No,
people
I agree.
So evil.
That's what I mean by protect your emotional safety, because you will meet people who have things to say about you, things to think about you, wrong intentions, have a vendetta. Literally so much more common that you think. You have to be so careful, and you have to put your emotional safety at highest value. If you even feel an increment of, okay, this is not good for me, this is not for me, I'm protecting myself from that ASAP. Like you have to have that defense mechanism up. And it's not building walls, because it's actually very healthy. It's not building walls, because
it's setting your boundaries.
Yeah, it's just setting boundaries. Okay, so pouring into your inner world, it's like this is the point where now you've protected yourself. Now you're gonna do self-love, positive affirmations, thinking the best for yourself and thinking the best for others. So now you've let go of you've kind of protected yourself from all the stuff you needed to filter out, get rid of all that stuff that's not good for you. And now you just pour yourself into with all the things that are good, are beneficial, are positive. You start to become like you become conscious of what you put into your body and what you're consuming too.
Yes.
Because now that you've like taken that out, you also are now like, what am I going to start putting in? And I'm not going to allow like it to be this or this. And like you also just stick to doing what makes you feel best. So
fulfilled.
Yes, exactly. Doing what makes you feel best. So pouring into yourself is doing what makes you feel best, doing what makes you feel happy. But the true happy that you're looking for when you're pouring into yourself is you feel light, you feel fulfilled, like you said, and then you also just feel very at peace. And that's the type of happy that we're going for. Pouring into your inner world doesn't mean like to confuse it with, oh, like happiness is like excitement or adrenaline or a rush. Like, no, you're still pouring into yourself, you're still healing, and you're still trying to just keep your nervous system at a really good place.
Yeah.
And then you also just have to focus on the people you keep around you when you pour into yourself, because you want to make sure, like we were saying, protect by protecting yourself from others that can maybe have the wrong intentions for you. You should also be able to point out like, okay, like who in my life, like I really appreciate them, they really show love, they really
do I need them? Are they giving me any like, are they benefiting me in any way?
Exactly. Like, and is this like, even does this feel natural to me almost?
Or like even like a fulfilling relationship? Like what is this relationship providing me that I can't do without them?
Yeah, exactly. Your intuition is so real. Like, do not ignore your intuition, because your intuition could literally just guide you in the path and tell you what you are, who you shouldn't like be around, even just as simple as that. Because
I think intuition,
you can feel it, you know.
Intuition is your subconscious trying to peek into your conscious.
Yes,
like it's trying to be like, hey, like you know better.
Exactly. That's so true. It's like your nudge.
That's why I feel like you feel that gut feeling.
Yeah,
it's because like subconsciously you know what the answer is, but consciously like it won't come up, so it's like trying to like
exactly
probe you.
Exactly. So when you pour into your inner world, start listening to your intuition. Start interacting with your intuition. Like, get in tune with understanding like what is good for you, what isn't. If you don't feel like that certain place or that certain event or that certain idea is a good one for you, like don't show up. And or even if you get there and you're like, I don't want to go, like don't do
go.
it. Like if you get to a certain point and you feel like it's not for you anymore, you're allowed to take that step for yourself. And then that's where we really get into like resting in our inner world. Once we have poured into our inner world, then we can rest in our inner world. And this is honestly the best stage. And of course, healing is not linear. So it's gonna go in circles and around. And back and
do
forth,
backflips and somersaults.
At some point you will get more comfortable with resting.
No, seriously though, like backflips, somersaults, it's gonna actually it's a roller coaster of a journey.
It's a roller coaster, but that's just honestly like that is so like true.
It's the reality.
Exactly. So honestly, like I'm glad you mentioned that, because it's true. Like, you don't think that it's easy. In no way is it easy. We already said
it sounds
you have
easy.
to be strong. But even with the piece about like, so now when the backflips are kind of calming down a little bit,
and you're like that, like more
we
steady.
we can rest. And that's when it gets good, when you can comfortably rest in your inner world a little bit, because now you have established what your boundaries are, what your values are, what your expectations are, and you can stick to it and you can rest in it. And
Period.
and you're finally meeting the expectations of what you want. Like it's really about now you're not here to meet the expectations of others, but you're here to meet the expectation of self, what you are happy with. So you have to be happy. So it's your inner world that you're resting in. Exactly.
Most important priority. Yourself.
So you can finally be at peace. This resting state is a peace that you can finally be at, because you're like, okay, I'm done. Like,
you did all the hard work.
Yeah, I'm done with like what was the former, and now I'm in this new state where I've actually worked on myself. And
it's okay to go backwards. It's okay to go back to those somersaults.
Exactly.
And backflips.
That is totally okay.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But you just have to keep like pushing forward. You have to
recenter yourself.
Yeah, and keep looking for opportunities for growth, looking for opportunities for education, looking for ways to better yourself. Like you have to just be so ready to do it. And then once you start that journey, you can let us know how it's going.
Yeah. So
we'll literally
the
here for you.
moral of the story is you have to be you have to be aware in yourself, and you have to be persistent and actually want it so bad that you want to change and do better. Exactly. If you don't want it so bad that you are putting in the work to do it, it's not going to happen. It's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah. And you have to be very careful in being one of those people who's like, I don't need to change. I'm perfectly fine with the way I am. Because
there's always room for improvement.
There's always room to better yourself. There's always room to grow as an individual. There's always places where we need to work on ourselves. Like nobody's perfect. Like you need to work on yourself for real. Like
please do. Please. For the sake of society and for the sake of everyone's peace of mind, please work on yourself. And we will also continue to
work on ourselves too. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for tuning in to our second episode of CodeRICH.
Yes, we're so happy that you guys tuned in with us today.
Yeah. And we hope you learned something, and we hope you took something from this. And remember, go on your social media, look at your algorithm, and reassess, please.
Exactly. And work on yourself.
Work on yourself.
I'm really glad that we got to have this conversation with you guys. Let us know if you want anything else. And in terms of what we can talk about, we can really definitely talk about it.
And we are open to feedback. If you have any thoughts, anything that you want us to talk about a little bit more, or whatever the case is, negative, positive, give us the feedback. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next episode. Bye.
You say, hey, pretty girl, what you doing out there? So she hurting a lover, now she don't care. Pretty girl with a body, with a mad body, so me take her off for the scene. You're not done.